played it where I could actually find people play it. And I got really hooked into it. But it's ironic because then I saw like the movies are dropping. I was like, oh, that. And then all the characters started to make sense after I watched the movies. After I've been like probably 1,000 hours into the game. I was totally backwards on the IP. But anyways, because we were talking to AI, one of the top players like makes YouTube videos on it. And I was like kind of curious like what he would do if he was like in certain positions as me. So I just took all the transcripts of like 100 of his YouTube videos and I just put it into Gemini and I was just like, hey, respond to me based how this person would and talk to me like this person would and like what would this person say in this scenario. And then when I was like playing a game, I would just ask the questions like the player's name's Dino, whatever. But and so I called it Dino.io. And I'd be like, what would Dino.io do here? And it was pretty funny because it would respond just like him because it had so many like words from all his videos, like dozens of hours. And it was, and like, I know one of Dino's friends, his name is Shay. And I was like, would you take a bullet for Che? And Dino's like a very analytical guy. And like the AI was like, well, it depends. Is it in the foot? Is it in the chest? And it responded exactly how like my friend would, like to a T, like with his same mannerisms and everything. I was like, this is crazy. Like this is absolutely insane. And then so I would put it where it was on a Discord call and like Dino, we would be playing. And then I'd ask a question and I'd be like, no, actually, Dino, don't say anything. And I'd ask Dino.io and it would respond exactly how he would respond in most of these situations because it had so much like contextual relevance from all his live streams on his YouTube channel. And it was pretty crazy. And yeah, and so it was just so surreal. So talking about like the robot thing, I just wondered too if you put like a pendant around someone's neck and you just recorded them talking for like a week or two, and then you just fed that into an LLM, and then you were like, hey, talk to me like this person talks. Like you could have that, whatever Asian robot you're talking about, you could have it literally talk to you like some other human, right? Because it's interesting too, because I was like, hey, give me a breakdown of Dino's speech, and it was like, hey, 0.15% of his words are around 0.3% of what he says is like. It gave me like a full breakdown of like the last 100,000 words he said, what percentage they are, how he typically structures his things. Like if you put him in a stressful situation, he'll like kind of respond more like this. But if it's more chill, he'll use this vocabulary. It was like really cool, but also scary because I was like, man, I have a lot of me talking, right? Like this podcast, theoretically, people could just take dozens of hours of this and just make like a little Jimmy.io. And it's enough where it can pick up on my speech patterns and how I would respond to certain situations.
100%. They can do that easily. And then just put you in a robot and now Jimmy lives forever.
Exactly. Or you can just have your robot be whoever, which is like kind of weird, like ill.
That would be very weird. You living with you. Imagine you have a robot and you get the robot to do stuff around your house. Instead of hiring a housekeeper, you come home and Jimmy's vacuuming. Oh, God.
Or more cynic, or not even cynically, just sad. It's like, if you lost a loved one or something, and then, I know, but
that's Pet Cemetery talk.
Yeah, but if someone's like really grieving, they might, do it because they want some normalcy back or something.
It'll probably feel empty and hollow and even creepier. You have a robot that's pretending to be your husband. Yeah, fuck off. That's crazy.
I know, but it just, I don't know, these next few years are going to be crazy, man. Everything's developing so rapidly, and it's just, it's 2036 is going to be completely different than 2026.
I know, isn't that, there's never been a time where the future's so uncertain, where no one can give you a really accurate map of what 10 years from now looks like. The difference between like 1930 and 1940, not much, other than world events. The difference between like 1600 and 1700, not much. Not much different. Maybe better boats, maybe better muskets.
Yeah.
The difference between 2026 and 2036 is going to be who fucking knows, man.
I know, man.
Full on Blade Runner.
I mean, it's just like some of the people I see working on like, augmented reality glasses and like where, like there's animes where people get trapped in video games and stuff like that. And I could really see like, with AI advancing and with more and more compute where you could just, put on a headset and live in a video game and you could literally just generate whatever the world is you want and literally like, 10 years from now, potentially just real time generate the video game you want to be in and cater it to what you like and just so many possibilities. And obviously with humanoid robots just skyrocketing, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see, well, with intelligence, computer intelligence getting better and humanoid robots, all these just tens of billions of dollars pouring into it, they're obviously, someone's going to figure out how to merge them together. And yeah, I mean, 10 years from now, we're definitely going to there's going to be humanoid robots in so many things that now would seem weird as hell, but 10 years from now, we'd be like, oh, it's normal.
10 years from now, you're going to have a show where people have to figure out whether or not someone's a robot or a real person.
I would say 10 years from now, that would be 5 years from now, probably. 10 years from now, I feel like that would just be like, is this a rock or an iPhone or whatever? Like no one would care. They're just going to be normalized to it, especially like younger people, like younger kids who grow up with ChatGPT and AI and stuff like that. It's like, it's just intuitive to them, to go use these things or as opposed to other means. And so it's just like as that generation, grow, once they become a thing, then give it a couple years for people to get used to it and normalize to it. And then, it's not going to take that long.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very, very weird.